Hello friends, welcome to Bless and Crochet. The place where the difficult will always be very easy. I will use on this occasion to make this Christmas Eve flower. Flower of Fire or Catherine. The following materials I will use. This type of material, as you can see, it does not have the label. Does not bring. But it is a thread of number 2. I am going to use a 2mm hook for this purpose. We will need scissors and a smile to lose those little pieces of wool. Remember to use at home. Materials near your home. And the most important thing will always be that fit your pocket's needs. I'm going to start by making a ring or a magic circle. I close, and within this space I am going to weave 2 chains. These 2 chains I will not count. I'm going to start here by weaving the high point 1. 2. 3. 4 to 16. I have 16 high points, not counting the chain part. I'm going to throw the start cord away. First circle to close. It is a golden rule to take it and close. And once it has completely closed, we throw the start cord back on. And ready. I am going to close by ignoring this part of the chains. I'm going to go to where the first high point is. There. Pull the strand up and make a stitch. A loose chain. For this next round, I will pass. Step. I'm going to take this strand up. We adjust 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chains. And now we are going to make him. I pass a stitch without knitting, and in which it follows, I make a low point. I pass a point without knitting and where it follows. Low point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step and low point. Once my return is over, I will make the union with a point, and I have to have 8" 8 left. As these. I will pass here, and I'm going to start knitting. Low point I will place a score to this first point. There it is. To this first low point. And we weave 2, we have to lose this thread. Three chains. And on the other side 1, 2. And I'm going to stop by to the next space. And we weave 1, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3 chains. And in the same space 1, 2. And I move on to the next space. And I repeat here again. We can now cut this little piece of wool. I will complete the round. Once the return is over here. Let's stop by here, where I have this first point. I'm going to pass it without knitting. I'm going to go to the next point, which is this one. And we are going to knit him a high point, then this one I passed without knitting. And this. Oh well, I'm going to leave it there. I will leave the marker there. We will continue in the next one. 2. Next we will be weaving high stitch 3, 4. And 7, 7 high points. Now I'm going to stop by here where the chains are. And we are going to knit 2 stitches. High. 2 chains. And in the first good one I'm going to leave it here aside. Let's weave a low point. And in the same space we are going to knit it. 2 high points. I move on to the next point 1, 2. Now this one that is here. I'm going to pass it without knitting this one. And in which it follows. We weave. 1 high point 1 will be 7, 2, 3. And now I'll come by and we're going to knit 2, 1. And 2, 2 chains. A low point here from side to side. To make a pickaxe. And in the same space we weave 1, 2. Two in the following. I start knitting at high point 1, 2. And 8 we pass this point without weaving. And in which it follows. We weave high point. And we repeat again until we complete the entire lap. Here at the end. I'm going to move on to this first high point and knit a point. I make a chain and We cut. And this is how it turned out. Let's move on. I am going to remove this material, or in this case the marker. This space that is here. This is the one left there. On the other side is also this. These spaces will be our guide. What I am going to do is, I'm going to bend my petal is like this. And we are going to bend the petal like this. And these spaces will serve us well. Let's start. I secure my first point. And I'm going to pass below the petal. I will fold this one down. So. And then in this space. Where was the point that I didn't knit? We spent it there. I take the point. I understand. Backward. And I make a point. And that's when I'm going to start knitting. And 3 chain. This is how it will look like. Now I have this next petal. I will fold in half again. Sew in half. Then I'm going to move on to this next petal. And where do we have this space here? I'm going to pass by. There. Where you can see. I pass the little hook over the top. And we take. We turn around. And I slide. And we make 1, 2. And 3. Let's move on. Here is the next east petal. Step below. And we fold this little piece that is here. Remember that this is where we are going to spend here. Then I pass over. And below. There it is, we take the strand, we pass. And on the upside down side I slide again. Step to this next petal underneath. We double this space. Above. And below. I take the strand. We spend it back here. And I slide. 3 chains. And we do the same at the bottom. Space. We bend. Within space. Below. And I slide. And now they've got him, my friends. I say yes, true. Let's go, there it is. We locate the space below. I bring the strand. Slip. Again. Below. Double. I take the strand. And I slide. This is already the last space. I wanted to make it all complete, in case there was any doubt. During the course of it. Could be improved. Let's move on. Here where the chains are. Here is the link look at. This is where I started. And here in the middle. Slip. This is how it has remained. At the bottom. This is how it has remained. At the top. So here I am going to weave 7 chains. And in this same space I do a high point. 2 chains. I'm going to move on to the next arc. And we weave high stitch and 4 chains. And in this same space high point. 2 chains. Next point. High point. 4 chains same space. High point 2 chains. Next. High point 4 chains. Same space. High point 2 chain separation. And I move on to the next space. I will do this until I complete my entire tour. And in each arch I will have this one. These are next arc separations. There is next arc. I will have this fan in each arch. And the separation will be of these 2 chains. At the end I already have both chains I will pass. 1 2 and in chain number 3. I slide inside this low point space. Seven chains. By the way, this is how we stayed. At the bottom. Now within this space. Look at this. Point under 10 chains. And in the same space. Low point. 7 chains. And in the same space. Low point. 1 chain I am going to pass where the 2 chains are. Point under a chain. Next space where the 4 chains are located. Low point, this is how I will stay. Now here I am going to repeat this 7 chains. And within this space I point under 10 chains. And in the same space low point. 7 chains. And in the same space. Point under a chain. Low point where the 2 chains are. A chain point low where the 4 chains are located. And look, here it is. The next. Reason, yes, and if we put it that way, it looks good. Well, I will continue. Here in each arc remember that there are these. These are separations, but these are the 4 chains 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 chains. Low point 10 chains 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and low point. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 chains and low point. A chain where the 2 chains are located. Point under a chain and where the 4 chains are. We repeat again. And I will do this until I complete the whole round. Here at the end, I have a chain. Step where the 2 chains are. And we weave stitch under chain. And I pass where the first low point is and slide. From here I am going to start knitting. 1 will be half points 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move on to where I have the low point. And we weave half a stitch. And then here 1, 2. Five halves points 2 chains. Step. And I make a picot. Now I'm going to have a good time. So, there is our beak. And on the other side we make 1, 2. 3, 4, 5 here where the low point is. One half point. And then here is where the next arc is 7, 1. And 7 halves points. I'm going to stop by where I have the low point. I slide and start with the next block. Where the low point is. Half a point and I move on to the next one. And we weave 5, 1. 4, 5, 2 chains. Step. Low point. Where the low point is. Half a point. And I continue with 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here I slide. And I repeat. Until the entire lap is completed. Here to finish. Step halfway through the point. And I slide. A chain and ready. These little pieces of wool. They should be lost on the upside down side. Here we just arrange the petals. And ready. It has already been our Christmas Eve or the Catalina. And you. I already found them. Friend, take your material and let's start knitting it, do you think? Well, I say, goodbye, hoping you liked it. You can make it. With this type of material as well. With what we did in yellow. If you liked it and would like to see it soon, Would like a blanket or a table path? I will be waiting for your comment. And whoever wins or whoever has the most comments is the next project to weave. I am Mari Rolone. You are on my channel. Bless Crochet and I see you. Until next time, by the way, check below where the title is. Click where it says more. It is very likely that you will already find yourself the next tutorial woven with poinsettias, catalinas or fire flower. How do you know her? Until the next.